Ah,
Are we live? I hear you. There you are.
yes, yes.
Okay, perfect. The link worked. Awesome. So today we are here with the founder of Hand in Hand with African Women, Lucille Mandin. And we had a little bit of some tough technical difficulties, but we're back and we're here. Yay!
Yay.
Um,
Good for you.
yeah. So just before we get started, if any viewers are here watching, if you guys just want to pop in the comments where you're watching from and just show us some love, give us a little like or give us a little heart in the comments, that would be great. But yeah, let's hop right in and get started, Lucille.
Yes.
Okay. So I want you to introduce yourself a bit and tell us how Hand in Hand got started for you. What was the inspiration behind this charity coming to life?
Yeah, how it all started. My name is Lucille Mandin, the founder of Hand in Hand with African Women. I'm reflecting on how it all started, and I want to say that the very first day I I set foot on the soil in Africa. This was before the project. I knew I would go back. I knew I would go back. I didn't know how. And as life has it, I was blessed with the opportunity to lead university students on an educational and humanitarian program between 2009 and 2016. And this is where my heart really got lit up. And, when I did the projects, I was right in there. And then at the end of that mandate, I just thought it was all over. But I knew I had left a part of my heart in Africa.
Yeah.
And, I had created really strong relationships with women there. And I had maintained those relationships. So I decided to really honor that journey of transformation that I had had with them, because it forever changed me. I knew I would never be the same. So, now that I knew, I could not know. So what was I to do? What was I to do? So that's where I dared to dream. I dared to dream. And I had two lovely alumni students hold my hand while I was finding my way, thinking we're going to start a nonprofit, we're going to start a charity. But what really transformed this whole process is when I joined GIFU. GIFU, these women who bring us to align ourselves with our soul's purpose.
Yeah.
That really emphasized the nudge, like, oh. So this is when I talked about it on a lot of forums in GIFU, and this is where the team was created. People really connected and said, I want to work on your team. I want to work on your team.
Do you want to
So,
explain maybe just a little bit about what jifu is, just if people haven't heard of it? Because I know that before I got into it, I had no idea that even something like that existed.
mhm. So you want me to explain?
Yeah, like what is jifu, just so in case people don't know.
Yeah, yeah. It's an education program, but it's a group of women who Bea Benkova is the visionary, and she just put together something to help women align themselves with their soul's purpose to transform humanity. And we are accompanied, we are supported, we are a group of women who are connected with each other. There is a community, and that is the power that really mobilized me and helped me jump off the cliff and say, yep, I'm going for this. I'm going for this. And I created Hand in Hand with African Women. And I think that's the testimonial to walking my talk.
Yeah.
You know, when I got off the bus, every time I came back home after those programs, I would always say, uh, I have to tell these stories. I am committed. So this is how I chose to walk my talk, and I created Hand in Hand with African Women.
That's fantastic. And you are so inspiring for walking the walk and talking the talk. And it's amazing that jifu and the has supported you through this and getting it going, your students, and then now the amazing team that we have in hand, moving forward with all of these things. So that's I love hearing your story.
Hmm.
Um, so I guess the next big question is why specifically women? Why women in Africa? Why is it so important to um, empower the women in these communities?
I think African women have a history of being unseen leaders.
Yeah,
They are resilient and they are powerful in their communities. This is what I saw. Unfortunately, I did not meet a lot of men while I was there. They were principals, they were administrators, but the real encounter was with women. And I really did see their souls as movers and shakers of humanity, but unsung heroes, unsung heroes. And this is why I chose to create a charity where they would be empowered. They would be empowered to create projects that will eventually bring them to autonomy and self-reliance, because this is where they're at. They have an entrepreneurial mind, but our support and our collaboration, because it is not, it is truly a collaboration. This is where we are seeing the leadership emerge in these women in a very concrete way, because now they are on to sustainability. You know, we've only been together for about a year and a half, and I am just amazed at what they have accomplished. You know, we committed to being part of removing the obstacles that was really slowing them down by supporting them morally and financially. And I am so grateful for all the donors to Hand in Hand with African Women, because this is what allowed us to get them going. And all three projects, we are working with three communities. All three projects have begun, and they are on to sustainability big time. So we have a project in Kenya with Sister Agnes, and she created poultry hatchery, a hatchery farm. And you know, we supported her to build the chicken shed, and help her buy the incubator and the eggs that would be incubated. And just yesterday, she told me, I am selling some chickens, and I made 220. I always get confused. Shillings, like $328 worth of income
yeah,
that she is going to use to educate her children.
yeah,
Because this is all three projects. Education is really the big push for them. And in the Masai Mara, Medina is in dire need of water. We have seen her struggle. I have seen her struggle for 10 years, and I'm sure they struggled way before then with water. You know, they still carry water on their backs, 20 liters of water, and not clean water.
yeah,
And very soon, Hand in Hand will support them to drill a borehole. Water will be flowing in the Masai Mara.
that's
And she
amazing.
tells us that will impact 5,000 people.
Yeah,
So imagine how much a dollar goes, how far it goes,
yeah,
one of our dollars. And the lady in Togo, Mama Charity, she is the queen of motherhood. She has 115 children that
Wow.
called her maman. And she, again, wants to feed and educate these children. She has a heart of gold. She refuses no child. She lives in a country where there is a big, big issue with mental health with women, and really unhealthy lifestyle. These women abandon their children in the markets and on the beaches because they have no way to, to take care of them.
Yeah.
And this is how they come to her. So, you know, these projects are all about community building capacity. And this is what is really mobilizing hand in hand with African Woman Team. We have agriculture projects where they're going to grow gardens and trees. Uh, I forgot to tell you that Hand in Hand has supported Mama Charity to purchase some land. So right now, you know, there are gardens growing and trees to feed her children.
Amazing.
And you know, agriculture, woman and girl education, very big. Mama Dina, she wants water, but she is going to find a way to educate her woman and her girls,
Yeah.
as all three of them are. So yeah, you know, this is how far we have gone, and you know, where we're going now. Two words come to mind. You know, it's a project of solidarity and reciprocity.
Yeah.
Everyone is growing from this project. We are, you know, we are widening our circle. We like to call ourselves hope whisperers. Um, as a woman told us, you know, all the donors are the answer to the prayers of these women.
Yeah.
And look what we've accomplished in a year and a half with them.
Yeah.
But, you know, I tip my hat to them because they are the people on the ground who have found their consultants, who have negotiated with drillers. That's very unusual for women in
Yeah.
Africa. Mama Dina is negotiating with the driller. Her husband donated the land where the borehole will be, but
Mm-hmm.
she is doing the negotiating with the driller, the solar power people, the businesses that are going to build her water tower. So there is an entrepreneurial mind that is emerging within these women that we are celebrating. It's way more than just sending money. It's about becoming the best self we can be. And I can only imagine the impact on the community, on their communities, that the ripple effect of what is happening in those three communities. So, you know, I have become a global citizen through all this. And the fun thing about a global citizen is that we don't need passports.
Yeah.
We don't need passports. But we know that it has to be rooted in a sense of belonging. And this is
Mm.
what is happening. You might agree with me, Ilana.
It's a
All of us
community.
finding a space where we belong in each other's communities.
Yeah.
We belong in each other's hearts. And so, you know, being a global citizen to me just means acting collectively for the good.
Yeah.
And, you know, creating a world that works for everyone. So this is where I see we're going. Um, Huge power of community, global community. We have a global team. We have global donors. We have a global projects. So this is what
And
puts the
we're
wind
only,
beneath our wings.
and we're only just expanding and growing as the days go, which is just, incredible to watch and incredible to be a part of. Um,
Yes, absolutely.
yeah. So you answered so many of the questions I had for you because I was going to ask about the wonderful women we're working with. I was going to ask about, the projects, and where they are and where they need developing. But I think one of the most important things that you brought up was the fact that, you know, we're we're assisting, we're supporting these projects being born, but really it's about creating sustainability within their own communities. And that's one of the
Yeah.
most amazing things for me, especially being a part of this organization, is that, you know, we're creating these projects and empowering these women to therefore realize their own power, their own capability, and be able to create these sustainability projects. Because whether you're talking about the hatchery, or you're talking about you know, the orphanage, or the water project, I know, which we'll talk a little bit more about the water project in a second. Obviously with the orphanage, there's always resources that are needed just because of that. But I mean, when it came to the hatchery, it's sort of a stable thing right now, is something we talked about recently, that, you know, it's something that's become sustainable, and something that is growing and sort of regenerating. It's its own machine now, you know,
Mhm.
which is amazing. And you know, again, I can't even imagine what it is going to do long term. When we talk about some of the plans, I know one of the things that was talked about recently was also branching into agriculture, as far as like planting vegetation and things like that on the properties as well, to feed these communities. And again, that can also bring in more money. And just watching the cyclical nature of some of these projects and how everything is going is just really inspiring. And this is just the first three projects. And to know what could like the potential of what can come is also really inspiring and motivating as well. Um, yeah. So, speaking of the water project, so I know that, you know, in the next month, we're really focused on fundraising towards the water project. And maybe you can speak a little bit more about the event that is coming up, the Global Walk for Water.
Okay. Yes. So we're having a walk for water, because right now we are fundraising um, to for the solar power installation. So we have the money to drill the borehole. They will cap that well till we can have the solar installation. So, you know, we're looking at a lot of money, but we do have really generous donors that are going to be supporting us along those lines. For example, for the solar power, we're looking at 20,000 Canadian dollars.
Yeah.
So, you know, if we had you know, donors who were supporting us with big amounts, this could go very quickly.
Yeah.
And then we are going to build the water towers. So there are three parts to this project. So this is why we are fundraising right now. So we're going to have a walk for water across the globe. We have ambassadors in Spain, in Macedonia, in Bratislava, in France, in the UK, in USA, in Canada. So these ambassadors are the ones who will be promoting this walk. They will be creating groups of walkers. And what we're asking all of you who are hearing this, you can sponsor any one of those ambassadors, because they will be walkers. And you can walk with them. But what they need is sponsors, pledges. And if you don't know any ambassadors, you can simply donate on our website, www.handinhand.space, and
There
you
should
will.
be, there should be a link actually under the live video, and if not, I'll add it to the end of this,
Okay,
so we'll
that
be
would be
able to
lovely.
check that out,
That
and
would be lovely.
make sure you can go and donate afterwards.
Great, great. So yes, you know, we can all make a difference. because we don't believe in dependency. Charity must not become a dependency.
Yeah.
So I hope you hear our call to support these women to create their own sustainability. That is how we think humanity will be transformed. So we're
Absolutely.
counting on you. We're all in this together. We are not lone wolves. We cannot do this alone anymore. We are in partnerships. We are in collaboration. And all of you who are hearing this are part of the partnership. We
Absolutely.
all matter.
Yeah. And I think, is it possible for people to get involved as ambassadors or
Yeah.
join the walk at this point as well if they're interested?
Yes, if you want to become an ambassador, you might message me, and I will put you on the list of ambassadors. And I encourage you to create those groups of walkers, raise funds, and tell the stories. We are raising awareness. We are about changing stereotypes. We really want to make a difference at that level. It's about our values. What moves hand in hand with African women,
Absolutely.
and changing stereotypes is really a very important one.
Absolutely. So, besides getting involved as an ambassador or joining the walk, I just wanted to briefly talk with you about how other people can get involved in helping the Hand in Hand mission. Um, Obviously, donating is part of it. I think that people can also get involved, obviously with the water walk, um, but like you mentioned, a big part of what we're doing is about raising awareness. And I think that it goes a long way. Sometimes people don't realize how much it matters to even just like our page, follow the page, share some of the information that we're sharing, whether it's through our website or through social media about the issues that we're trying to tackle, because these are bigger social issues than just our organization, and these are real problems that we can't, we need to solve as a community. We can't solve them alone, right? So, yeah, I just think it's important to point out that people can get involved and be a part of our community and these communities. And there's so many other ways that people can be involved, whether they want to donate or not. I think that one of the beautiful things too is like our team is filled with amazingly creative women that have different skill sets in all different regards. And so, there's many creative ways for people to get involved, and I think that that's something um, to put in people's minds as well, that there's so many different ways in which you can get involved and help the Hand in Hand mission. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. Awesome. So thank you, Lucille, for
My
your time.
pleasure. My pleasure, Ilana. What a joy to speak with you.
Yes. And if anyone has any other question, comments, leave them in the comments below. You can DM us, send us a message if you want to get involved or want to become an ambassador. And like I said before, we'll link our website and how to donate down below. And every single dollar counts. And we are just so grateful for everyone who's watching and everyone who's a part of this community and everyone who's going to be a part of this community and making
Mm.
these amazing things happen. All right.
Yes, sir. I am with you. Thank you so much, Ilana, for doing this.
No problem. Okay.
Yeah.
Lots of love, everyone. We'll see you later.
Okay. Okay, bye bye.